Azam, Part 107. But there were other consequences of World War that followed. For one, it conveyed to India and to the Indians that Asians could defeat the white man. They had drawn some inspiration from Japan defeating the Russian forces in 1905 during the Russo-Japanese War. Besides, the First World War events now in Europe and Arabia exposed lay Indians to a greatly accelerated timetable of political expectations. Indian soldiers saw Europe and the Vilayat at first hand, also white troops in a very different role. This shortened the fuse of their popular patience too, as began to be commented. This was a God-sent opportunity to muster mass support, and Gandhi, having developed his programs earlier in South Africa, seized it instantly. The war had caused frustration, also ambivalence, even among the Muslims in India. While Jinnah had remained aloof from any involvement in pan-Islamic activities, Gandhi, a prototypical Hindu, chose to ride this tiger of the Khilafat agitation. During the years of Gandhi's rise to power, he had avoided competing with the leadership of any public organizations throughout the war. However, at the same time, he had quoted the Arya Samajistas, Swami Sharadan, and the Congress, also the Home Rule League leaders. Jinnah understood the phenomenon of Gandhi and his rise to the popular fame, but could not counter it. For as he explained to Meston in 1917, the extremists have a definite program, impracticable perhaps, but appealing keenly to the pride of the people. The moderates have no particular creed except to trust the government. If they go on the platform and ask the audience, trust government, the people immediately challenge them and ask them to say what the government is going to do for them. The moderates are unable to reply. The government has not confided its intentions to them. They are shouted down. The extremists, on the other hand, are definite, plausible, and unless they break the law, there is nothing to show that the government disapproves of their propaganda. Time and again, as this in the other such circumstances, it has been proven that in a contest between an extremist and a moderate viewpoint, the former scores almost always, even if temporarily. When Jinnah had persisted with the constitutional legislative reforms, also communal rapprochement, Gandhi had gone to Champaran, to Ahmedabad, to Kheda, from successes to successes, and he was by then clearly carrying the masses with him. There was no disputing his appeal or his position. Jinnah, on the other hand, had no such mass following. Even the Muslim majority provinces were not with him. Yet paradoxically, it is precisely during these years that Jinnah's nationalism irked the British. By early 1918, Wellington, then governor of Bombay, had come to club with him Pandit Madan Mohan Malaviya, Bal Gangadhar Tilak, and Annie Besant, who were among those extremists who had no feeling of their duty towards the empire in a crisis. Chelmsford was equally frustrated by Jinnah's outspoken criticism in the council. Sir George Lloyd Wellington's successor had later warned Montagu against Jinnah and Mrs. Naidu, both fair of speech and black of heart, real irreconcilables. Jinnah recognized from the Viceroy's councils. Jinnah resigned from the Viceroy's councils in protest against the passage of Rowlatt Acts in the April of 1919. By then he had already been elected president of the Bombay Home Rule League, following Annie Besant's interment in 1917. Jinnah's letter of resignation to the Viceroy is eloquent. By passing this bill, Your Excellency's government have ruthlessly trampled upon the principles for which Great Britain avowedly fought the war. The fundamental principles of justice have been uprooted and the constitutional rights of the people have been violated. When there is no real danger to the state by an over-fretful, incompetent bureaucracy, which is neither responsible to the people nor in touch with its real public opinion.